Anyways, let's go. Um, Ever since back in, I think before high school and in the early stages of high school is I have noticed about myself that I am not. I have come to not be too religious. The dominant religion in the Philippines, Christianity. Back then, I was very religious. I was a religious kid back then. I was scared of concepts like hell, devils, upside down crosses, and somewhere in the lines. And back then, Jesus and the whole Christianity schism or stick is very made me inspired, you know, with all the traditions, with all the rituals performed in the church really made me inspired back then. That I what at one point in time I was thinking that I should be a priest or a pastor, but it changed because um when I was kid, when I was starting, I was during it was during after middle school and of the start of high school is I had experiences with not so good stuff. I had experienced people calling me slurs like um, the N word, the F word, um, F word, C word, all that sort of slurs. Any slurs that you can think of, I've been called like that already. You know, and at that time, actually, um, I, I, I'd been sexually assaulted because by my peers, usually in my same class, and I would be inappropriately touched by them. There were times that I told the teacher about it, and the replies by the teachers are just saying that it's just that's what kids do nowadays. That's what they call um, uh, teasing, I guess. With that sort of thing. It also added up that during that time, my grandma died. She died in the States, and I tried to talk, open up to one of my peers about the passing of my grandmother, but I was only met with I think I was met with insults. That was um during middle school and high school. It became worse. The slurs that they taunted me are still increasing, and people are still classmates still inappropriately touched me, made sexual advances towards me that I don't like that. It's to the point that it made my um made me really think about my sexuality. But no, I'm straight now. Um, you know, I was bi curious back then because most of the perpetrators towards me was male. There's some females, but you know, um, because of that time, my faith became deteriorated because the arguments with religion is that that it's God's plan. It's God's plan or it's free will. It's really dawned on to me like, and usually and more people like social media quote unquote Christians are very like toxic, you know. It made me really lose faith on the religion, and I don't see myself in going to church, because every time I gone to the church, like during masses, I began to feel uncomfortable, and I was like super dying to go home. Not in a disrespectful way, but that's what I feel. And I don't like arguments that I should pray to God more, that I should put more faith on Him when I was during in a critical moment in my life. That is during that I was diagnosed with depression. Right? I don't like that. It's just that it makes me really uncomfortable talking about God. That I am not in any way. I am not atheist or agnostic. It's just I cannot imagine myself fully believing or giving all my heart to God as a whole, or Christianity as a whole, or the church as a whole. With all that I've been through, I started to doubt, why would a God that claimed to be all loving, um, loves his children, put me in that such dire situation that eventually led me for my multiple unsuccessful suicidal attempts, or almost suicidal attempts. It's very hard, you know. Though in some stage I do not have complete lose I do not like loosely complete faith lose faith on Christianity. It's just that I do not practice what people would do when they are Christians. I do not go to church anymore. I don't read the Bible anymore. I don't talk about Christianity as a whole. I completely avoid religion as a whole. It's very hard, you know, with the situation that had been put me through. I- it's it's kind of expected for me to like happen to me like that. Yeah. It's a very hard topic. I haven't really discussed anyone about my faith, because you know I'm afraid what would people say to me. Even I'm a Christian, predominantly religious country. I'm gonna fully, you know, it's just, you know, I don't understand. Why would God put me in that such situation? What would, why would if I weren't had that experiences, maybe I was, you know, you know, better off in a good path, good future path. But now it's, you know, it's quite rocky, you know. I just wish, you know, I don't like, you know, people forcing me religion and stuff. It's not really my rodeo. It's just maybe in the future I might change opinions, but currently I don't support any religion, nor I do not. I'm not a hater. I'm not bashing religion. I'm just quite neutral now. I don't talk about it. It's just, you know, it's just like that, you know. Right? Okay.